So my computer's moving slow, guys. Hopefully it'll be popping up here soon. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Love it. Kenya, Jamaica, literally global, all over the world. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So again, I'm so proud of you for being here because there's so many, where I'm different in my mentorship that you're going to realize is we do not wait for the first, right? We're getting our goals set. So when the first comes, you have a crystal clear understanding of what you need to do in your business to reach six figures. And I'm going to tell you this, you don't need a huge following. You do not need a huge following. You do not need to spend hours and hours on social media. You do not need to spend hours going live. I'm going to actually give you two different strategies. You'll learn in depth about them tomorrow. That doesn't even include social media to build your business. And one of these strategies is pure fire and is only going to explode even more in 2026. So excited. I'm here to eliminate the hustle and just give you literally a roadmap, a blueprint that you can follow to reach your goals in less time. And you're going to understand that when I'm covering this with you. Okay. So again, excited that you are here. You are going to go into January 1st with a complete understanding of what you need to do to achieve six figures in 2026. The only difference is will you literally apply it? That's it. You just got to apply it and just implement it. And 2026 can definitely change your life. So let's go ahead and dive in. This is my theme. Hopefully you guys have a theme for going into a new year. If you don't, please borrow mine because I think it's a beautiful theme, what's going on in everything in the world. And this is predictable peace and income. That is my theme for 2026. I'm really going to help you guys simplify things and help you take action because here's what I see. Two things that I see. Okay. I've been in the digital space since 2022, a little over 3 years, but it's been life changing. I've grown a community. For those of you that don't know me very well, I've grown a community to 58,000 people and I've done it organically. I'm not spending any money on ads. I've done it organically, but here's the two things that I've noticed. And that is people quit because they think what they're doing isn't working and they get distracted, things starting getting inconsistent. And it could have been working, right? And so we're gonna get that fixed. That's what we're gonna really be talking about tomorrow, so you know not to quit. The other thing is so many people get distracted with the next shiny object. We're not going to do that. You'll never make six figures doing that. It's literally having one goal in mind and just achieving that goal. And so when I launched into digital marketing in 2022, I told myself I am going to learn and gain in knowledge and learn these skills, and I'm going to not quit until I achieve that goal. If I achieve my goal, then I can make adjustments after that. Here's what happens when you have that type of mindset. You don't allow distractions in. And by the way, I raise my kids that way. I have six kids and I'm a grandma to five. And when my children would want to go out for a sport, I would tell them, think about it long and hard because you can't quit. If you go to practice a few days, you're like, I don't think it's cut out for me. You have to be a finisher. Even if you're miserable and you don't like it, you'll figure out a way to like it and finish it. And so I just programmed my children at a very young age, you have to be a finisher. So I'm going to start that with you. You have to be a finisher. We're going to create your roadmap these next 2 days to six figures. You'll have the complete framework. You'll have exactly what you need to do on a weekly basis to achieve that. Promise yourself you will finish and not stop until you get it complete. Put that in the comments. I am a finisher. It's everything. Because what happens is, in life, not everything is easy. Matter of fact, I love this. And I want you to think about this when you are in your journey in 2026. Diamonds are made under pressure. If in your journey to six figures, you get pressure, get excited because the other side of that pressure is the life you've always dreamed of. That's where the diamonds are made. You're just a diamond in the making. So the more pressure you have, the bigger the life changes are going to happen for you. So this is why this is on my desk to remind you guys that the pressure is what you need. Because if you're not having any pressure in your life, you're staying in your comfort zone. There's no change, there's no money, there's no growth in the comfort zone. So are you guys ready to deal with a little pressure just to be able to reach your goal? Because I'm going to share with you that pressure is not going to be attached to hustle. It's actually going to be attached to creating predictable income and peace. But it will take a little bit of growth. So if you're ready for that, I'm ready. Yes. Yes. So that's the goal. In 2026, my goal is to help families stop chasing income and start building legacy wealth. See, when you jump to the next product because it's what's people are it's trending, that's chasing income. I don't know about you, I'm way too old to chase income. I want to build wealth. I want to build legacy. And you know how you do that? By building you, by building your brand, by what do you want to be known for? And you guys all can do it. And I'm going to teach you that. You will literally in 2026, with people knowing you, and you don't need a huge following to make six figures. But if you're chasing income, you'll be grinding. We're done with the grind, right? We are done with the grind. So predictable, what that means, okay? And I want you guys to really think about this. And that is income you can count on. How many of you would like to know on a monthly basis what you're making and that you can just scale up and grow that every single month? How many of you would love that? That's what we're creating. Literally, and tomorrow you're literally going to have the complete roadmap of how to achieve it and what you need to do to achieve it. And also, guess what? This predictable income that you can count on, it's stacked with adding an affiliate income as well. For not adding more work, but you're literally adding more income. How many of you are ready to add more income without adding more work? Let me know in the comments of that, because that's what, when I discovered this strategy that you guys are going to be learning, it was a game changer for me. And matter of fact, I'm going to take you through this entire journey at the end of this today, because you are going to see that every single thing that I have done, you can do. Because many of you, I was you back in September of 2022. I had that deer in a headlight moment. I was gonna do cartwheels in my street, you guys, if I could make 54,000 a year in digital marketing. I didn't know what I didn't know. But I ended up making six figures in 6 months, ended up making my first million in 17 months. But this strategy I'm going to be sharing with you, if somebody would have taught me that back in September of 2022, I would have made my first million my first year. So I'm going to compress time for you and help you simplify this. Oh, and by the way, it wasn't because I grinded. I actually traveled. I was working on giving stuff to my accountant today, and he's like, "You didn't make even 2 weeks at home this year." I'm like, "Nope." We literally traveled constantly. That's been my dream, to not have to sacrifice income or sacrifice time and travel and make these insane memories. How many of you would love that? That is what I absolutely love. And that's what I want for you. I want you to have a life that runs a business around your life. Okay, that's what you're going to learn. Systems that work. I'll tell you what, you look at any successful business, they have a system that is not dependent upon you. If you're just dependent upon you, guess what? You have to work harder to make more money. Let's let systems work for you. That's what you're going to learn. And a clear roadmap. This is how you have a predictable income. You are literally going to know how to have all of that, okay, by the end of tomorrow. So yeah, we're going to roll up our sleeves and have fun these next 2 days together. Now, here's my question for you. What would change ask yourself this, in your life if income felt predictable? If you had a predictable income, what would change in your life? Let me know in the comments. What would change in your life how would that feel if you had a predictable everything? Peace. Yes. That's so good. Peace. Less stress. Freedom, less stress. Yes. Well, this is what we're going to create. And you're gonna have the predictable income. You're gonna know exactly how to achieve that. Guys, I'm telling you, no matter what industry you're in, this is going to work for you. This isn't just in the make money industry, by the way. You could be a health coach on here. You could be an author of a book on here, right? No matter what it is, you are going to see, and I will show you an amazing strategy to help you have that. But you need to know what that's going to feel like, because guess what? When you understand how that would feel to have that predictable income, you'll love the pressure because you know you're just a diamond in the making. This is so important, my friend. So, belief. I can tell you it's not a you problem. We got to stop being so hard on ourselves. It's not a you problem. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever felt any of these? Have you ever felt you're working hard but not seeing results? How many of you put a yes in the comments you've ever felt that? You keep starting over. Or you feel like you're behind. I feel like I'm behind. How many of you feel like that? Well, we're going to change all that. I can promise you, you're not behind. You're not behind. And I can promise you the reason why you continue to start over is because you're not knowing what to look for. Okay. And so that's what we're going to change. That so you know exactly what to look for. And if you think you're working too hard, not seeing results, we're fixing all that today. Okay, well, tomorrow. You'll have all of that fixed tomorrow. Okay. So I want you to really clear on that. So here's my question for you. One belief I've had about money or income that may not be serving me. What is that in the comments? What is one belief about money or income? Now, I will share with you back in 2022 what my belief was. You had to work hard to make money. So, a little bit about my backstory, you guys. My goal as a mom has always been to be a stay-at-home mom and to work from home, but financially that wasn't happening. Then, when I really went through a divorce, I was forced to figure something out. And so I was trying to do network marketing. And so I was completely programmed that I had to work harder to make more money. I had to put more hours in to make more money. How many of you ever felt like that before? See, that was me. And so when I discovered digital marketing, first thing that went through my mind is like, am I going to have enough time? How many more sacrifices am I going to take away from my family? And is it going to be worth it? Those were the three things going through my head because I didn't understand systems. I thought I had to do the work. I think it had to be me. I thought I had to spend hours and hours direct messaging people or on the phone with people or DMing people or friend requesting people. Like literally, I thought I just had to do more of that to make more money. So I really, that's something that wasn't serving me. I had to release that, become super coachable and follow a proven to follow process. And it changed my life. But it was so interesting to me. Even though I didn't want that life over there, man, I would be over here and I'd catch myself trying to go back there because that's what I was used to. So I had to realize what I'm used to, what I've been doing hasn't been working. So you guys got to create that identity shift. So put that in there. What is that one belief I've had about money or income that may not be serving me? Put that in the comments. It's too late for me. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to release that because it's definitely not. Oh, I'm not good enough. Yeah. I can understand that when I knew I had hit a million, actually Amy inside my community, she goes, haven't you hit a million yet? And I'm like, I'm sure. I just haven't looked because I didn't feel worthy of it. And that wasn't serving me, right? That's those aren't serving you. Imagine, I think about that today. Now I'm like, my goodness, if one of my kids said that to me, I'd be like, what are you talking about? You're so worthy, right? I'm like, I kind of needed to have that conversation with me, right? Women aren't good, only fear. Yeah. I don't deserve it. Yeah. Well, this is the stuff you guys need to release. So let me give you a hot tip. What I want you to do is I want you to grab a piece of paper. I'd love you to grab it right now. And I want you to write that on a piece of paper. Okay. Write it down on a piece of paper real quick. We're going to do that because, see, I can give you the best strategies. I can give you the best roadmap, but with your stinking thinking and the limiting beliefs, we're just going to carry it into 2026, and we can't do that. Okay? I'm too old. Oh, another one I had is I'm an introvert. That was a big block for me. It's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I'm an introvert. So I had to release that. So write it on a piece of paper. And then once you write it on a piece of paper, I want you to rip it up. And I don't want you to say that again. And I want you to catch yourself. Even if you have to keep that pile of rip up paper on your desk and to remind you, I'm not bringing that stinking thinking into 2026. You have to eliminate that. That's something you have to do. Done. Yes. I'm too organized. Yeah. Release that stuff. Okay. Write it down and rip it up. And like, nope, it's not serving you. And I can promise you it won't serve you in 2026 either. We got to let it go. Okay. So write it down and rip it up. And you might have more than one. Get a piece of paper for everyone, and literally while you're ripping it up, say, this isn't serving me and it won't help me reach my goals in 2026. And by the way, this strategy is for everything. If any of you guys have a goal of losing weight in 2026 or getting in shape in 2026, do this as well. Like, oh, I can't lose weight, I'm too big bone. No, that's not true. If you look at a skeleton, we're all about the same size, right? Write that down, release it, get rid of it. But man, I just really crave sugar. No, you don't. You just created that habit for your body. Write it down. It's in everything. It's in if you want better relationships, right? Write it down what doesn't serve you. Do not take that. That is heavy baggage into 2026. I have to share this with you. My daughter comes over and I have a gym in my house and she works out. So for Christmas, I got her this 8-pound vest. You wouldn't think 8 pound, is not heavy. Well, you put an 8 pound vest on when you're on the treadmill. She goes, oh my God, this is a workout. Yeah, I'm like, I tell people all the time, if you like lose like 10 pounds and you start eating snacky again, just go to the grocery store, grab two 25 pounds of potatoes and carry them around for a while. You will not want to snack. And it's like she's like, this mom, this 8 pounds is heavy. I'm like, yeah. See, it's amazing what happens in our mind, right? So one belief, we're eliminating that today, okay? Now we eliminated that, so now let's create a new belief. So that way, every time you look at what's tore up, you're going to grab your new belief, right? So what is one new belief I'm open to adopting in 2026? Put that in the comments. Yeah, put that in the comments. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. I can do this. Yes. Yeah. Not being so hard on myself. Yes, I am worthy. I deserve success. Yes. Love it. No overthinking. Ooh, I'm eliminating that for you guys as well, by the way. I'm gonna eliminate that for you as well. Yes, I'm not less than anyone else. Yes, that's a good one. Okay, what you're saying right now, this is the reprogramming that has to happen. So make sure you're writing that down and you're looking at it like you're reading it constantly. You have to reprogram yourself with that thinking. I am unstoppable. Yes, I love it. I can and I will. Yes, so good. My family deserves freedom. Ooh, that's a good one. I deserve success. Yes, I can stop overthinking. Don't say I can. I will. I will stop overthinking. Get it done now. Yes. Woohoo. I can learn new things. Yes. I got this. Yes, these are so good. You guys, I'm telling you what, this is so important because you're going to get fired up being on here with me for 2 days, but in 2 to 4 days, that motivation could be gone. It won't be gone if you have this, if you create that new belief and you become unstoppable. I would go share it with your family. Something that we do on New Year's Eve is everybody's got to give up their word we do 3 things. So, because we all get together on New Year's Eve, and it's like, what was your biggest takeaway and your proudest moment you had of 2025? I'd recommend you guys doing this as well, even do it with your family. What was the biggest takeaway and your proudest moment for 2025? And what's one thing you want to do in 2026 that you would be so proud of? Right? And then boom, what is one belief that you want to carry into the new year? Oh, it's hilarious. We actually worked on this weekend, and my 7-year-old granddaughter, she's like, I'm going to be a professional dancer, and it might just happen in 2026. And I go, just happen? Oh no, it will happen, Grandma. So I'm even programming their mind at that young of an age to go all out. So I think that's really important for you to do in your business, but for you to do as your family, and let your family know. By the way, I'm committing to building a 6-figure business for our family with having more time with you. Just watch me and start telling yourself that. What happens is you start becoming the person that can do it. You start creating this identity, then you, my friend, become unstoppable. So make sure you're doing that. Okay. So let's go, because now we're gets going. The numbers. So let's do 6 figures in 2026. You guys realize 6 figures is only 8,400 a month. And I know a lot of you that seems like a lot. And I get it. But can I give you a little bit of perspective? just on social media alone, there's 5 billion people. You don't need a lot of people to make 8,400. That's it. I'm actually going to give you a plan to show you how to make 10,000 a month. And you could even double that by the end of the year. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and what you need to do on the monthly basis and everything. So imagine this. So one offer, one system, one community. It's achieved all just with that. That's how you simplify things. This is how you don't hustle or grind. This is how you don't have to work harder. You're actually going to leverage systems and work smarter. Because what happens is when you have these things, it spiders into multiple income streams. So I want you to think about that because I really want you to lean in on this and you have to focus. Multiple income streams include recurring income. Okay, you guys know what recurring income is. It's income that comes in month after month because of something you have in place. So you don't have to like rebuild that every single month. And I think most of you on here have reoccurring bills, right? You have bills that are due every month, right? So why not create a reoccurring income? And one of the suggestions I'm going to give you is how to take one of these multiple income streams that covers all your bills and you never have to speak about it. Pretty wild. You're going to learn how. And tomorrow we're literally breaking each of them down for you. And that should be your goal. That was my goal actually. So I launched my business in September of 2022 and in 2023 my goal was to make 10,000 a month in reoccurring. I was like, that would cover all my bills and then some. And that was my goal. So I had that one focus, right? But it wasn't the main offer. It just spidered because of the system. You're going to learn exactly how to do that. You need zero experience to do this, by the way. Okay. That's the limiting belief. If you felt that, you got to pay attention to what's coming in your mind, by the way, when I'm speaking with you. Because if you got like, but I couldn't do that, I'm a beginner, write that down and rip it up. You got to release these old habits that are holding you back, okay? It's so important. I can promise you it is so important for your success. So let's go. What is your desired income for 2026? And let me know in the comments. And you need to write this down as well. What is your desired income for 2026? I want to know in the comments. 100K. I love it. Love it. Love it. 250, 500. Love it. I will share this with you guys, okay? Your first 100K is the hardest. And it gets so much easier after that. Then there seems to be another block about 300 to 500K because that's where people think they know everything and they get uncoachable. And then they hit a gap. Thank goodness I knew that. That's when I got a mentor and I went from around 300,000 a month to 4 million because I got a mentor. They're everything, by the way. If you're coachable and you plug into them. There's a difference of having a mentor and not listening, but that's the gap. So I'm telling you guys, I'm going to give you an easier strategy so you don't hit that gap and it will just create momentum. So you can hit 6 figures and then boom, your next 6 figures, this comes so quick. Some of you are going to take what I'm sharing with you and you'll probably hit your first 6 figures in the next 6 months and then you'll end with over 200K. It just will happen to many of you if you don't quit, if you don't allow distractions to come in the way. Yeah. Okay. So we got to begin your roadmap, and it's with the who and the why. Because this is where people's problem is. Predictable income starts with people. It's not product or platforms. I see so many people spend so much time on what am I going to sell? What social media platform am I going to use to market? And you're not even thinking about the people. This is so important. So I'm going to simplify that for you, okay? And we're not going on to the next step until you guys master this. So who do you feel called to help? Okay. See, this was really easy for me when I launched my business because I'm a mom. And as a mom, I couldn't even imagine when my kids were younger, if I'd have been making 10K a month and did that 100% while I was doing puzzles on the floor with my kids or while I was at my children's sporting events. That would have been a dream come true. And I know I'm not the only mom that feels this way. So let me help you. Who do you feel called to help? Because many of you might have just said somebody that you can't even relate to. So here's the next question. What problem do you understand deeply because you've lived it. Mm, that should help you figure this out. So, for example, we have a gentleman in here, I think he's here. His name is Tim, and he was in corporate America and was laid off. So he can literally help people that have been laid off because he understands it deeply because he lived it. I'm a mom that, as a mom of six, there's many times I've had to take a calculator to the grocery store before, and it really, really sucked. So that was my message that I launched with because I could understand it because I lived it before. So that's what you need to think about because you just want to solve their problem. And it makes it really easy. You remove the guesswork because you've already lived it. And what would have needed to change in your life to not live that? How much of that income would be? That's who you help and why. Does that make sense? Does that help you guys? Yeah, like that's it. And it's like who you called to help. Yeah, I mean, I could help other people, but I can deeply understand the pain points of moms because I am a mom. And there's many different pain points, right? So I picked the mom that has had to take a calculator to the grocery store before. There's millions and millions of moms that don't have to take a calculator to the grocery store, but they're lacking time. That's not who I first went after. I went after the relatable stories that was easy for me to talk about. That's huge what I just said. Because when something's easy for you to talk about, people feel understood by you. And when people feel understood by you, they want to buy from you. But if you're out there trying to talk about something that you really don't even understand because you can't relate, that's why that's why your content isn't stopping the scroll. I want to help you with this. And this is so beginner friendly, by the way. Matter of fact, some of you that have not done anything before, I think this is easier for you because you're more coachable. And that's a really good thing, by the way. Okay, so this is it. So and by the way, you have a complete worksheet that you can fill out with all of this as well, okay? So let's do your predictable income math. And again, simple start to 10K a month. I really want to break this down for you. I'm going to give you guys some numbers today that are literally going to rock your world because you're going to see you don't need a lot of people to make six figures. You just need a path for them. Simple system, okay? So when you market your business, every single one of you should always start out organically without spending any money on ads and on one platform. And really master that audience on one platform before you move to the next platform. So, this is what is so amazing about today's world. No matter what you're selling, you can't go anywhere without people being on their phone. And if you look, they're on some type of social media platform or they're scrolling in their emails or they're searching something. If you understand marketing, you can show up where people are already hanging out at. That's how you can build a 6 and 7 figure business with no monthly expenses. Because you just understand this, that this is something that a lot of people mess up. This is just the awareness. Let people know you're in business. Then you got to get them into your world. Because again, it's so awesome that there's 5 billion people on social media. But there's 5 billion people on social media. How can you get them to know, like, and trust you? Have you guys ever followed somebody on social media and it was like their content was like really good and you like kind of binge watched it and then life got in the way and like 3 or 4 days later you went back to your For You page and they weren't in your For You page anymore and you're like, who was that? Who was that? Has anybody ever done that before? See, what happens is that's how sensitive the algorithms are. So if somebody discovers you today, but if they don't get on social media for a few days, they're not going to see your content. It's going to be harder for them to discover your content. That's why just depending on social media and nothing else is literally you chase an income. Like that's why I am not a believer in Beacon or Stand Store. I'm just being honest with you because you're not building an email list. You're not getting them into your world. You're just chasing income. You're crossing your fingers, hoping they go to your Beacon or Stand Store and buy something. I don't know about you. That's not legacy wealth. I've not seen one self-made millionaire that is in the digital space that has done it that way. Success leaves clues, by the way. They have their own system and they get you into their world. It's so important to do. You lose because you create friction if you just have a page set up with all these options. Because what happens when somebody has options? I'll think about it. And then they don't get on social media for a day or two, or your content is pushed to a little different algorithm and they never discover you again. That's why I'm telling you, six-figure earners, get them into their world. And the first thing they do is through the email list. They get them on their email list. So when you're marketing, you can do social media marketing. There's an outreach strategy that you guys are going to learn tomorrow and a free ad strategy. Now, I didn't know about the outreach strategy back in 2022. I wish somebody would have told me about it. I actually learned about it this year. And guess what? I used that outreach strategy and grew a community, spending 30 minutes a day in an outreach strategy to 3,000 people. That community, just off of one offer I have in there, generates me about 2,500 a month. And I just launched that offer last month. Imagine if I would have understood what I'm teaching you earlier and implemented this. So everything I'm teaching you guys, I have tested and proven over and over again. This actually is fire. Is fire. And you're going to learn that. Like it is, wow. And not depending on social media, not depending on algorithms. And it's literally getting people in your world quickly and literally helping you build your brand quick. You think about it. If people start knowing who you are, that's how you make money. And that outreach strategy and the free ads will do that. How many of you have ever searched online how to make an income from home? Let me know. Yeah, okay. So guess what? When you post free ads, guess what happens when you post free ads? It starts showing up on the World Wide Web. So when people are searching, your ad could pop up. Pretty cool. Again, it's just different. Oh, and by the way, this is what I love. Okay, let me use this color. You could do social media marketing 1 hour. You could do the outreach strategy 30 minutes. You could do free ads for 30 minutes. That's 2 hours in your day. It could be 10 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here. Actually, though, social media, you need about 30 minutes on social media. If you batch create your content, I'm going to help you with that tomorrow. You'll save so much time. Like literally, you could, yeah, I'm going to help you with that tomorrow. But that's it. So we're not talking a lot of time. A lot of people spend that much time a day in traffic going to work to and from their job. Imagine using that, your extra time to be able to build legacy wealth for your family. Okay. So then what happens is the social media, the outreach strategy, the free ads builds your email list. Email equals income. I can tell you this, the bigger your email list gets, the bigger your income is going to get. But there is a problem. There's always a hiccup with everything. There's nothing perfect in this world, by the way. The moment you think it is, that's the problem, right? It's in relationships, it's with everything. There's nothing perfect. There's always these little hiccups. So the hiccup with email is it can go to spam, it can go to promotions folder, right? People get distracted. You could send an email out the exact same time that 10,000 other people send an email and yours might be missed. Okay? So that's why to reassure that people actually get to discover you, you have a community. It's no different than an email list. You just have a link inside your email list and you get them inside your community. This is what I did in 2022. Now I got to share this with you. I wish in September of 2022 somebody would have taught me the power of this. but nobody did. But I was like 2 months into my business and I was like, man, I wish I could like just check on my customers and just like have a place for my potential customers to hang out and ask questions. And I was nervous, right? Because I was like 5 seconds ahead of them in learning and understanding and knowledge. So I just sent an email and I said, hey, what if I created a community where we could just hang out in? And what if we just got on a weekly Zoom and we all just kind of bounced ideas off of each other? It was 100% yes. Now, I didn't want to put it in Facebook group because I know Facebook groups are they're a mess, right? You don't always see the post in there and ads run through them and all this stuff. Too many distractions. So I created my community through school. Okay, that community today is 58,000 people, by the way. And I just had a little vision of growing that community to 1,000 in 2023. I was like, that is going to be so cool, right? But here's the thing that I discovered having that community. I didn't know more. Matter of fact, I had people in that community that were way smarter than me, had so much more knowledge than me. But all I did was I just started asking questions and I got to know them. And you know what happened when I got to know them? They told me what their pain points were. They told me why they purchased. They told the ones that haven't purchased yet, they told me why they haven't purchased. They mastered my marketing for me. I didn't need ChatGPT. I just was able to ask them. It was brilliant. And guess what? You know how I asked them? Making one post a day. I just made one post a day and I would check on the comments and I would engage with them. There's not one of you in here that couldn't do that. Then it was really cool. I met the most amazing people because I launched a community. So then what happens is you have a community, then you need a starter offer. This is where I call you take the temperature. Okay. And by the way, for those of you that have joined VIP, guess what? You get a free starter offer that you immediately have an income stream tomorrow. So yes, I know. So if you guys aren't in VIP, I would get VIP because you get a free starter offer that you can start selling tomorrow for free, by the way. You're getting it just because you joined VIP because you're showing me that you're serious. So anyway, I know I'm excited. So you literally will have a starter offer. This is going to start introducing people. This is what takes people's temperature. This is where you give people so much value that they want to go up your value ladder. Okay. And it also just gives you cash flow. So let's just do a little math here. Okay. So let's just say, and by the way, your starter offer that you're going to have is going to be $27. Okay. So let's just do, I got some math here. Let's just do let's say you do 20 a month. Okay. That's $540 monthly. Okay. Now, you're just going to plop it in your community. You don't got to touch it again. That's over 6,000 a year for something that you don't talk about, you don't promote, it's just in there. How many of you would like to make 6,000 a year because of something that is inside of your world? Yeah. How many hours at a job would you have to work to make $6,000? Think about that. This is that, and that's just low math. I said only 20. Think of what if it was 200? That's 5,400 a month. Just off of a free offer that you get to sell. Okay? So you need to start with the starter offer. Then a reoccurring income. Okay? This is where we're going to have reoccurring income that comes in. You already have reoccurring bills. Why not a reoccurring income stream? You're going to learn exactly how to do this tomorrow. Beginner friendly. Matter of fact, for those of you that are beginners to this world or to just having success online, you're going to learn how reoccurring is also going to add another income stream without you adding more work. I'm going to teach you that tomorrow. So let's just do easy math. Let's just say you're going to charge $97 a month. By the way, that's less than a Starbucks coffee a day or less than an energy drink a day. There's billions of people that do it every day. So it's not like they can't afford it. Let's say 35 people. Okay, just 35. Again, we're low numbers. You don't need thousands and thousands of people to make six figures. You just don't have the right thing to implement. Okay, so if we have 35, that's what, 33,95. So that's 3,395 monthly. Okay. By the way, my goal is to have you have that by the end of February. In 60 days, you're making 3,395 a month, reoccurring income. Plus, we got this coming in. So let me just grab my calculator here. Here's the math on this. Uh, 3,395 times 12. That's 40,740 a year of reoccurring income. Now, I'm going to show you though, because watch this. Let me just do this spin. What if by the end of 2026, you had 100 people paying you 97? That's 9,700 a month. Pretty cool. That's reoccurring income. That should be a goal. And yes, you're going to know exactly how to do that tomorrow. Okay. Now, you should have a signature product. If you don't have a signature product, you need to get you a signature product, right? Many of you in here have a signature product because you're in my Legacy Builders program, right? So your signature product could be $1,400, could be $900, right? Just do the math on it. Let's say you have the $1,400 and you just do one a week. That's it. One a week is, what is that? That's 5,600 a month. Okay, so we're at 5, 6, 7, we're at 8,000. And we only have 20 customers here, which the signature product is going to make people want to be in here and here. We don't need a lot of people. We're less than 100 people is all you need. How many of you are blown away by this right now? The math is the math. The math don't lie. We make this so hard. Yeah, crazy numbers. Exactly. Now, here's the fun part. Okay. By the way, this free starter offer that you get, it's also going to build your affiliate income. This reoccurring is also going to build your affiliate income. I'm going to connect all of the dots for you tomorrow. This signature is also going to build your affiliate income. So let's just say you have 500 a month in affiliate income will come. Okay, so let's just do the math on that. If you do the math on that, we have 540 a month, 3,395 a month. We have 5,000, oops, we have 5,600 a month, and we have 500 a month. You have 10,035 a month in recurring income. But there is not one of you that can't have that by the end of February. If you don't, that's a you problem. You didn't want to implement it. You didn't believe. That's why we gotta rip up what's holding us back. That's it. Like this is it. Again, we're talking, and this affiliate income is stacks. That's it. How many of you would that be life-changing for if you could achieve that by the end of February? What about even the end of March? Is this the difference of implementing it? Yeah, that's it. But you guys, we're talking 20 people by your starter offer, which you could do that a week if you really wanted to, right? I just did easy math. 35 are paying you 97 a month, just 35. That's 3,300. Your signature offer, let's say it's 1,400. What if you just get one a week on that? That's 5,600 a month. Your affiliate income, which that will compound. I'm going to show you over here, it's going to compound. That's 10,035, but you're still one offer because your community, all of these complement each other and provide the transformation. They just will reinforce all the other ones. And I'm gonna get you guys out of the fog here, and I'm gonna clarify it, but I'm gonna have a little fun over here. So let's say let's say this goes to, let me do this. Let's say this goes to 40 a month. Okay, by the end of the year. Okay. which my goodness, there's 5 billion. And 27 is a no-brainer, by the way. It's going to be easy money for you, by the way. I call this your cash flow. Okay. So we have this. Let's say we get the goal is to get your reoccurring to 100 by the end of 2027. Okay. Let's say your signature, let's do 2 a week. Okay. Let's just do 2 a week. You know, because you don't have that big of a following yet. So times 52 equals divided by 12 equals, oh, is that right? 2 times 52. Oh, wow, that is 12,133 a month. And let's say your affiliate, and this is probably super low, 1,000. So now we're talking 23,913 monthly. How many of you that would change your life? How many of you that would change your life? Yeah. And guess what? You're focused on one thing. You have one offer, one system, one community. I'm going to connect the dots for you tomorrow. If somebody would have taught me this in September of 2022, it would have changed my life. I had to figure all this out and test it and improve it and implement it and learn. This is it. You're focused on one main offer, which spiders into other offers. You guys, right now, you can put that starter offer in your community. You can get people inside your free community. You can start marketing this, and this is going to this is going to get people in here in your world and get people in these two things in your world. It's absolutely brilliant. You're not, look, so the total of this, because here's what's going to happen. If you have 100 people paying you 97, you are going to get at least 2 a week that are going to upsell to this. Pretty awesome. And the affiliate is just because what the affiliate is you literally will have the affiliate of tools that they need or experts that are going to provide the transformation for them. And each of those experts that provide the transformation for your community has an affiliate. So that's why I said this is such a low number. I make 6 figures just off of affiliate income that I don't even market. It's because it's just part of what people would need or something that would help them, all about compressing the time. Again, you guys, this is not about you adding more hours. It's about you adding a system that gives you what your or provides what your customer needs and gives you the income you need. Yeah, that's it. And I mean, I'm literally going to break down each of these with you tomorrow, by the way. When you hear this tomorrow, you won't be sleeping. You're going to be like, what? Why didn't anybody teach me this earlier? So if you guys are brand new to my world, wow, I'm going to rock your world tomorrow. Like this is life changing. Because do the math. Let's just get a little crazy right now. 100 people paying you 97, which is less than a Starbucks coffee a day. What if you had 1,000 people paying you 97? That's $1 million a year. That's $1 million a year. And by the way, if you have a higher ticket and you don't think people will buy it, can I tell you guys something crazy? You know how many TVs are sold a year? 210 million TVs are sold a year. And the average TV is $1,000. 210 million people see the value in spending $1,000 on a TV. They will see the value in investing in them if it will give them the transformation that they need. And if you're really good at your message, which that's what we're going to teach you, you provide the transformation they're going to buy from you. Pretty wild. Like when I heard that number, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so wild. So you guys, I want to screenshot this real quick before I go to the next page. 210 million TVs. Yeah, because people upgrade their TV or they add a TV to another room and the average TV is $1,000. That's crazy. So if if you hear somebody say they don't have the money, no, no, no. They spend the money where they choose to. We I'm going to be better next year, but I was the last minute Christmas shopper this year, which what am I thinking with as many kids and grandkids as I have? But my daughter and I were in Walmart and we watched 12 TVs leave, literally. And I'm like, oh, well, there's my theory. Boy, it's so true. And we're not talking, they weren't the little TVs, you were like the big ones, right? Okay, so let's go. Because I want to show you my value ladder. Okay. Because I want you to see how realistic this is. So I launched into the digital space in September of 2022. I had no understanding. I was scared to death. I thought I was too old. I couldn't believe I was going to do videos every day. I had a lot of stinking thinking. I had to tear up a lot of papers. I had to get rid of a lot. I had to get that baggage out because I thought I had to work harder, right? I thought, man, I mean, man, I'm having a hard time DMing people and making money. And now I'm saying I'm going to use social media. That's why I had to learn and gain in knowledge and skills. So I was excited to discover something that would help me in digital marketing. Okay. How many of you can relate to any things I just said? Okay. Because that was me in 2022. But one smart thing my brain said is let's don't let anybody slip through the cracks. Let's create a community. And I never overthought creating a community, by the way. I thought it would be actually really cool. I would love to see who was buying from me and where they're from. I would love to see the people that discovered me on social media. What was it about me that you liked? Like, why did you get inside my email list? Like, those were the crazy things I asked because I didn't know what else to ask because I was like this much ahead of them in learning. So we just learned together and kind of just like locked arms together. And I'll tell you, it was the most amazing thing I ever did, by the way. Like, to the fact that some of my OGs, my original gangsters that are in my community, are still in my life today and can tell you what number they were inside my community. Because that's just that culture that we created because it was such a small group and none of us knew anything. But we just grew together in learning and understanding. Because I think everybody would rather learn together than be in your office and learn alone, right? Like together, man, you can become unstoppable and you bounce ideas off of each other. So that's why I created a community with zero understanding, zero knowledge, zero expectation of anything, by the way. I just did it because I just didn't want anybody to slip through the cracks. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So I started creating the community. I go into December of 2022. I was like, I just want to grow the community to 1,000 because I mean, I knew if we could grow a community to 1,000, like there's gonna be people making money. So I started doing that and I started working on building a community to 1,000. That's when I discovered affiliate offers. And I was like, wait, this would compress the time. Wait, this would help them. Wait, this would help them. So I started sharing that. And so that's when I launched into affiliate world. Like you should see me now. If you introduce something to me, I'm like, do you have an affiliate on it? Like that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Like I'd rather buy from you than I would anybody else, right? So I launched affiliates. Then I decided how can I, through my community, create a reoccurring income? So August of 2023, I launched my reoccurring income with a goal of making 10,000 a month in reoccurring income. Here's the crazy part. I did it two ways. I did it by letting my community know. Okay. I was like, hey guys, you're already in my community. You're my original gangsters. I'm going to give you free access to this reoccurring. And if you refer anybody to this, you make 50%. Then I made 3 emails and put it in my email list. Then I had to get on an airplane to go to my son's race. He was racing in, I think it was Oregon. And I get off the plane and my phone was like, all these sales came through. Because all these people were just hanging out on my email list because the automations had ended. And so I just introduced them to my reoccurring income and it worked. And I didn't add more work. And I'm going to explain that to you tomorrow. You're going to learn all that tomorrow. Okay. So that's what I did. March of 2024, I launched my legacy signature product because I knew what the gaps were and I wanted to fill the gaps. Okay, now my community doesn't have to fill gaps and launch anything. I do that for them. I just give them the income, right? September 2024, I launched a premium offer to fill more gaps. Okay. I'm just sharing with you what I did. Okay. But I'm telling you guys, I didn't add more hours. We travel every month. We took a 3-week trip to Europe this summer. Plus, I went to Puerto Rico. Plus, I went to Mexico twice. Plus, I got another house in Dallas. We're back and forth from Dallas to Kansas because I have systems in place doing all of this for me. Okay. Then in January 2025, I launched another reoccurring income. March of 2025, I launched an elite offer. Okay. And by the way, if you guys know me on social media, I still have one offer. I just filled the gaps. April of 2025, I launched a starter offer. And I'm like, why didn't anybody teach me this? Because if I would have done that in 2022, I would have made so much more money because I would have got them in my world. And I don't care that it's a small offer of 27 bucks. People pay attention. And it's a great way for you to take people's temperature. If people aren't willing to pay you $27, they are not serious about changing their life. For real. They'll go through McDonald's and spend more than that. That's a good key point right there. October 2025, I launched another signature program launching into another country because AI allows you to do that, right? Again, not more work, just filled more gaps. Then December 2025, I launched another signature program. And in 2026, I'll be launching another elite offer that will make me $1 million in 2026. By the way, I'm putting it out there in the universe, and I'm launching another recurring income. And all you know is one offer. It's because I have a community. This was the best thing I ever did, by the way. Because everything happens inside of that. They tell me the gaps and I just fill them. This is how I'm making about 5-6 million a year and still haven't spent any money on ads. And I don't work. When I get off of here, I'm done. I learned to use systems that does all the work for me. How many of you would love systems to generate legacy wealth for your family? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, that's it. I just filled gaps. I just filled gaps. And it's so wild. You look at this and you're like, that's a lot. So my Legacy Builders program, I do a training Mondays. My Community Builders program, I do a training on Tuesday. And my mastermind, I do on Thursdays. And then in my big community, I do 2 Thursdays a month. That's it. And I have all these income streams out there. I just learned to work smarter instead of harder. And like when I launched this signature one in December, it was my magnetic marketing and the creator kit. I gave people access to it and I just trained it live for a few weeks for an hour a day. We hung out and boom, now that's just reoccurring income always out there. That's it. But tomorrow you're going to learn how to do all of that without you doing any of the work. That's what I'm going to teach you tomorrow. Okay, that's what I'm going to teach you tomorrow. And it's brilliant, right? This is how you see people like Tony Robbins making all this money, right? He's learned to use systems and they all complement each other. None of them compete. That's the huge secret, you guys. Do not compete. They got to complete each other. That's it. That's how you leave legacy wealth. Like, that's it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to build your guys's real quick, okay? So let's build yours. So what let's and again, I want to go back to these numbers, okay? So we have your starter offer. Okay. And again, for those of you that are in the VIP, you're given a starter offer. So you can start selling it tomorrow. And I'm going to teach you during VIP tomorrow actually how to sell your starter offer to sell your other products. You're gonna learn that tomorrow in the VIP. Okay. And so 27 is just a no-brainer. It's less than $1 a day, right? And so that's what I'm going to recommend at 27. Okay. Your goal should be just set a goal of, and you guys, so what a lot of people do is they have these huge goals at the beginning. I want you to remember something. You can't eat an apple in one bite. So your first goal, achieve this goal first, right? Which is 20 customers, okay? Customers monthly, okay? So which equals, what is that? 540 a month. So then what you do is once you hit 20 customers a month, go to 30 customers a month. Once you hit 30 customers a month, go to 40. You always just keep on adding on to your goal, but have achievable, doable goals. Okay. And I'm going to literally break all of this down for you. I just really want you to kind of see the cool part about this. So your starter is going to help people see, kind of give them a 30,000-foot view, right? So it's going to help you sell your other offers. So you have your signature offer, okay? And just for easy math, I'm just going to do the 1,400 because that's what mine is. And your goal should be one a week. One weekly, which equals 1,400 a week, right? Which equals 5,600 a month. There is not one of you on here that couldn't do this with the outreach strategy, with the free ad strategy, with social media, that you could not do this in January. That's $6,100 in January. Would that change you guys if you made $6,100 in January? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, that should be your focus. Like that's it right there. That should be your focus because that will lead to that. That will lead to that. You're going to learn how tomorrow. Then why, so this is okay. Then February, let's launch the reoccurring. Okay. At 97 a month. The goal is 35 people. That equals, what is that? 3,395. All you need is 35. And you want to have it be real fun? Not I'm gonna teach you guys all this tomorrow. 35 people, but guess what you're going to do? You're going to put an affiliate on it. I'm going to show exactly how to do that. By the way, you don't need any tech to do any of this I'm sharing with you, by the way. And you're going to put an affiliate on it. So if you put a 30% affiliate on it or 40% affiliate and they refer 3 people, theirs is free. So what can that do? What if 4 people, let's just do the math on this, okay? Let me find here. So if we do, think about this, you guys. This is the huge part about it, right? Let me find. Okay. So if they, I thought I had it broke down here. I thought I had it broke down on your paper. Here, let me just do it. Here, let me just put this in the chat for you guys real quick here. I had it pulled up here. Okay, this is your worksheet for today, by the way. Okay, let me put it in here, but I think I have this math on here. Okay, I just put it in there for you. By the way, please don't ask to edit it. Just go up to File and make your own copy. Okay, because if you make your own copy, then this is the template for everybody. If you edit this one, you're editing everybody's. So, okay, so let me see. Okay, let's just do that. I'll just do the math. So if you do, yeah, 97 minus, shoot, times. So if you do a 30%, okay, so that means they are going to take, if you do a 30% affiliate, which by the way is by doing one click, I'm going to show you how to do that. They're going to make 29 bucks. So which means, oh, so 97 minus 29 equals, and then you're going to make 68. So let's say those 35 refer a total, like 3 refer 4. That's 12. So 12 times 68, all of a sudden, because they referred 12 people, you're making an additional 816. So that takes that total to 3395 plus 816 equals. So that's a total of 4,211. So let me ask you guys this question. Have any of you ever referred anybody to anything before? A really good movie, a good book, a restaurant? It's so funny. You know how I know what's out on Netflix? I don't got to go to Netflix. I just go to Facebook. And they tell me like, oh my, if you guys haven't watched this series, it's a binge-worthy series, right? They refer people and they're not even getting paid for it. It's just something we naturally do. So if somebody sees this and then they figured out like they love it, they're like, oh my gosh, if I refer people, mine's free. That's how you build an additional income stream. Yeah, we always do that without income. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is it. This is how you do it. And imagine, what if we keep on going? Like I always do chunks of like digestible, like this is the goal the first 30 days, right? And then we're going to add this. So you do the math on this. If you added that in February, okay, that's 4,211 plus your signature offer, you still get one a week, right? Doable for anybody. That's another 5,600. You still get 20 customers on that. That's 540. You guys are $10,351 by the end of February in 2 months. Who wouldn't be willing to gain in knowledge and in skills to be able to achieve that? And by the way, when you do this, the expenses that you have are none because you made the money. Like all of your guys should all set a goal that your reoccurring pays for all of your bills and all of your expenses. It should. And by the way, if you guys already have an existing online business right now, you have 3 days, okay, 29th, 30th, yeah, 3 days to save people money. If you're promoting anything like in a educational program, it's a full write-off. Like I literally have an appointment at 4 o'clock today because my accountant's like, we need a few more write-offs. So I'm like, I'm getting ready to invest another 5 grand in another program. I just invested 5 grand 2 weeks ago because it's a complete, I don't pay taxes on that. It's just saving me money on my taxes. I'd rather invest in my education than I would pay taxes. So guys got to think about that, right? So if you guys are marketing right now, that should be huge. They are not an expense. They are actually a savings on giving them a tax benefit, plus all the other things. So anyway, I'll share that with you because that's huge. Like that's a no-brainer to me, right? Yeah, so crazy. So anyway, this is the math. How many of you are really willing to master that? Remember we talked about at the very beginning of this. How many of you are? Yeah, me. And here's the thing, it's like, what's the worst case scenario? You do half of it? If you're not making this now, or making this now, right? If you, okay, because with the total was what, 1035 equals 10,351 in February. And this is a total of, this is, what was that? Plus 540 equals, this equals 6,100 for January, and February 10,030. If somebody would have shown me this in September of 2022, I would have ran through the screen to make sure. I'm like, I will figure this out. I will master this, right? I never had a roadmap like this, and you're going to have the complete roadmap. The first part of the roadmap is who you help and why. And then now we're going to figure it out. Then you wrote your income goal, right? So we got that income goal figured out. Now we're going to reverse engineer this offer. And you got to do that. So again, your starter, again, if you're my VIP, you're going to get a free starter that you get 100% on the resale rights to that you're going to be able to have full access to tomorrow. And so a no-brainer price is 27. So that's what you want to launch that at. Then you have to have a signature. If you're brand new to me and you have the signature, I will share with you tomorrow how you can get a signature. Okay, your reoccurring is something you're going to create, and I'm going to show you how to create it without you doing the work. And when you create this without you having to be the one doing the work on it, which is the training on it, it's going to explode this. It is a win-win all the way. It is a win-win all the way. Okay? Woohoo! How many of you like seen a completely different picture today? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited. Yes, yes. You guys see the small numbers. We think so big, right? We literally think so big. We like, I need, like you guys think you need this huge following. No, you don't. You need to have who you help and how you help them. Right. And that is that message that is just so relatable because you've lived it before. And then you solve their problems with this. Look at this. We're talking. Okay, ready for the math on this? You hopefully you're sitting down because you're probably going to freak out on this. This happened with 24 customers. And I can promise you, those 20 will bring in that. So you actually did it with 20 customers. This we have, so we have 35, okay? And then we have 12. So what is that? 47 customers plus the 20, because that 20, those between this 20 and the new 20 is going to turn into that. That's the part I couldn't understand. When you get them into your world with a starter of 27 and you over deliver with that, that's why I'm going to give you one that's going to over deliver. They're going to fall in love with you and they're going to see so much value that this is a no brainer. And this is a no brainer. That's what you're going to learn tomorrow, how to have these no brainer offers. Okay. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to bounce off of here because we have, I'm going to put that back in the charts real quick. Here is your worksheet. Here is your worksheet for today. Fill that out. No, the VIP is completely different than the 1400. The 1400 is a signature product. Yeah, the VIP is for today. Yeah. Okay. And also in the VIP, you guys are going to get a signature offer given to you, and then you're also going to get the replay of all of this. So, but in 10 minutes, we're going to meet on the VIP. Okay. And then we're going to cover this on the VIP. I can actually break it down with some people, what they have. Okay. And something really cool else we're going to do. Plus, I'm going to answer all of your questions inside of VIP. So for those of you that are not part of VIP, come back tomorrow, 11 a.m., because you're going to completely understand. Okay, I'm going to come back to here. You're going to completely understand how to do this in and I'm talking very few hours a day is all you need. But if you're not willing to put 3 to 4 hours in to make 6 figures, this isn't for you. But if you're willing to invest 3 to 4 hours to make 6 figures in 2026, you got this. Let's go. We can do it. Okay. So let me know what your guys' biggest takeaway was real quick before we get off of here. And I'm going to put the VIP in here if you guys want to join us for the VIP access. You get that in here. That's just my gift for you guys because you guys showed up. Just do it. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. It is. And it is easy. When I will share this with you. And I would love, if you guys know Mike, you can ask him because when I started making an income and he's like, oh my gosh, you're going to hit 6 figures. I'm like, oh no, that's not even possible for me. Nobody taught me this. But when I showed you this, when I started connecting the dots, I was like, this is going to happen. See, that's something you guys that digital marketing is amazing. Digital marketing connects the dots because I didn't even go into the details because guess what happens? When you use social media, it starts growing your following on social media. Because of the free ad strategy, I'm now monetized on YouTube. Because of the social media marketing, I'm now paid on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And all I do on Facebook is stories. And Instagram, I'll post like once or twice a week. That's it. But I'm now monetized. So it added another income stream as well. That's what I want to teach you guys. I want to help you work, have systems working for you. One offer, one system, one community to create your 6-figure business. Sky's the limit. No more like chasing money. There's no money made in chasing money. That's working harder. I'm here to help you create legacy wealth. Leave a legacy for your family. So it's happening. Yes, Jimmy C. I love that. Okay, guys, we're bouncing off of here in 10 minutes. We'll be back on VIP. So do a little potty break real quick here, get a little energy going, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.